Welcome to The Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew, and let's get to the show. Good morning, everybody. I know I'm not Luke. I know I'm not Rusty. I know I'm not Drew. But gosh darn, if it ain't me, Kenny Stubblefield, here today. I got a phone call from Luke last night. He is off in the boondocks somewhere where there is no internet. I didn't know a place like that existed. Drew is working this morning. And Rusty, y'all all know Rusty is he's taking his final exam for real estate school. He has been busting his tail over the last 3 or 4 weeks studying for this thing. And today is D-Day for him. He is taking the test. If you need to buy a house, man, y'all need to come talk to Rusty over here in the Memphis and Mississippi, or the Tennessee and Mississippi area. Art Duarte wants to know, you go solo? Well, I possibly could have gone solo, but you know what, man? I sent out a bat signal, and I said, man, I need the man here, and he decided to show up, and I'm super excited to have him today. Y'all know him. You love him. DG, what's up, baby?
Yo, what up? It is a Monday. Why not bring in some good, fun times? Listen, I'm Jack, you're Whack, so let's go ahead and get this thing started.
Jack and Whack. I can kind of dig that. Listen, oh no, everybody, DG in the house, baby. Let's go. My man, yes, sir. DG, you're here, baby. It's good to see you, man. How's everything going? It's been a long time since we've seen you, man.
It has. I am no stranger to this camera and this mic still. Always doing this. I'll be doing this here in about an hour and a half for sure. But it has been, I've missed the family. I missed the BCM family a lot. Just getting to see, everybody like Wayno, Art, King Meeks. King Meeks, congrats, by the way. I missed the show. I think I checked on it later. You got a big award, which is awesome. It just shows that you're an outstanding human, and we always celebrate the good guys. And so I want to celebrate you on my intro this morning. So shout out to you, King Meeks.
Absolutely. King Meeks taking over for Rusty with the puns this morning. Before the show even started, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do this joke for King Meeks. Freddie Mercury, Venus Williams, Bruno Mars walking to a bar. They didn't plan it that way. Shout out to you, baby. Shout out to you, man. Oh, man. All right. So let's get to the show. This show usually goes for about 30 to 35 minutes. So we got, me and DG, we can talk. So let's get some stuff out of the way. Mondays are for lasagna. What is your best? What happened this weekend for you, DG? What's the best part of your weekend? What's the worst part of your weekend?
All right. They actually are both very, very similar, and they kind of coincide together. All right. Let me just go ahead and give my first. I'll rip the Band-Aid off. My youngest, who is now 7, it was her birthday Saturday. And so we got the chance to celebrate her. We went to the Ninja Gym. Shout out to those people, good people over there. But it was a phenomenal weekend. Yeah. And was able to celebrate her and have fun.
Awesome.
But the other thing on that, the other side, same day, same Saturday, same exact day of her birthday, we got a brand new dog. And I love the dog. It's a good dog. But you know what? There are 4 people in my house. And honestly, you could probably put the cats ahead of me as well. Yeah. But she doesn't like me. She's scared of me. I've done nothing to this dog. This dog has been actually treated very well.
Right.
But she doesn't like me. I don't know if it's my deeper voice, if I'm taller or what. But anytime I am around, she is skittish and leaves the room. So it is what it is.
Oh, no. So it's crazy. Getting a new dog is almost like having a new baby in the house, right?
It's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I could not imagine having a new dog right now. My daughter wants one. I was telling you a little bit off the air about my dog. My dog's a nut job. You see his little pen right back here. He's crazy. Everything's going to kill him at all times, every part of the day. If you breathe around him, you're trying to kill him, is his mentality. So anyway, my weekend was pretty uneventful. Celebratory weekend for the Stubblefield house. Nice. My daughter made her varsity 8th grade volleyball team at school at West Carville Middle School. So shout out to Sayla. She has worked her tail off. It has been she has played volleyball now for 3 seasons. and it's just grown and grown and grown and grown. Worked her tail off, experienced some difficulties, didn't make the team a couple of years ago, but just kept grinding. And man, I honestly think we have a Michael Jordan story here. I think she might be the best ever in volleyball.
Hey.
I'm joking. You know, I got to say that. But no, what a good week. It's a good weekend for us because we got to celebrate her. And I had to mow the yard yesterday. That sucked. I hated it.
It's hot.
So that's Mondays are for lasagna. I hate mowing the yard, dude.
Did you at least like try to do it early or late in the day and not like literally at 1 o'clock, the hottest part of the day?
Yeah, I usually try to go at like I started at like 4:30 yesterday, and so it felt good. I got it done rather quickly. I usually make the mistake of starting at like 11 or 12, which is just rookie, not good, right? Like it's not good. It usually takes me a good 6 hours to get it done because I push mow. I push mow about 1.5 acres, 2 acres. So
God. That's stupid.
That's dumb.
That's not using your brain, in my opinion. Like if I had to think of a lasagna, not lasagna, both of those are bad ideas.
Yeah.
I love lasagna, but you're being stupid. If we're being honest here, it's a safe space. It's just a dumb decision, Kenny. So
I look at riding lawnmowers and I say, my dad, who is now in declining health. I'm joking. He's going to watch this and going to get really mad at me. He still uses a push mower. Okay. I can use a push mower. It's all good. Like I'll make this happen. And it's a good little workout. Like it's a good little, I get my steps in, anyway, but it sucks. I hate mowing the yard. Listen, man, it has been a crazy offseason for the Grizzlies. It's been a big offseason for the Grizzlies. I think one of the bigger stories that's come out over the last couple of weeks is just kind of where Ja Morant is, what he's been doing, his offseason, what it's looked like. Some videos have been coming out, and I wanted us to talk about this a little bit. The videos have been coming out of Ja Morant on his Nike tour. He's going to be going to, right now he's in China, going to go to Japan. I don't know the other spots. Have you seen the other spots that he's going to be going to? He's going to be doing
Memphis.
Yeah, I hope one of them is Memphis, right? Doing a worldwide tour of the Ja 3s, the Nike tour that he's on. Just a phenomenal event, a phenomenal tour that he's been promoting him and all the things that he's doing. His shoe, everything, the best-selling shoes that he has for Nike. But some videos have been coming out, and I have a video that I want to show you of his time in China. And it's from the Catch 12 Media guys. So shout out to them. Shout out to Shot by Knee for putting this together, or Shot by Nye for putting this together. But it's a phenomenal video, kind of highlighting kind of his the love that he's experiencing over there. So let's take a look at this. Damn.
Feeling good.
DG, just kind of give your thoughts, man. What are you thinking about that? How does that video, seeing Ja out there doing what he's doing, promoting himself, promoting Nike, promoting the Ja shoes, gosh, how does that make you feel about Ja right now this offseason?
Yeah, so just like in the chat, everybody's saying a happy Ja is a scary Ja, and it is. Like sometimes you need a reset, whether it be in your professional life, your personal life. Maybe they go one on one, maybe they go hand in hand, whatever it might be. But like you need a reset, and sometimes you kind of got to take maybe a trip into where there is no self-service, Luke, and maybe you do that to get yourself back to where you need to be. And that really, I think, in my opinion, that's what we're seeing with Ja Morant is he's finding himself, and he's finding that there is true love out there. and that he is just a superstar in this game. And honestly, what that does, that allows you to kind of be yourself because you kind of find yourself. And that's really where it comes down to. I think Ja is growing up, and I think he's realizing who he really is out there in the streets.
Yeah, he said he had a tweet the other day that I just thought I loved it. I sent it to a group chat and was like, man, I love this.
Yeah.
He said, man, some people think I'm flexing out here when I'm really just proud of myself.
Right.
That is, I love that mentality of just kind of feeling comfortable in his own skin, right?
Yeah.
Like we've seen Ja go from being a 19-year-old young man coming into the league, a rookie as a 19-year-old. Now he's 26 years old, has a daughter that's growing up. She's 6, 7, 8 years old, just more established, more sure of himself. As a man, we know, like, and when you're 19, dude, we're still playing with mud. Like, we're still,
Right.
you know, out there just goofing around, being silly, you know, immature in a lot of ways. Once you get older, you start having kids, man, your life is just the maturity levels start to increase. You start to realize who you are. And I see that with Ja. I see that. And it's easy to take those like beautiful little highlighted clips and package them together and tell a story. But it feels like that's what we're seeing out of Ja, is that he is more comfortable in his own skin, that he is understanding kind of who he is and what that means for the Grizzlies, what that means for the team that is paying him a lot of money to be the leader on this team. Do you think that do you think this can somehow translate to in October when they're starting to play real live games? Like, what do you think we're going to see out of Ja as a leader for the Grizzlies this year?
Honestly, I think this is the put up or shut up year. And I don't mean that into the point of like, if they don't win a championship, like it's over for Ja. I mean, like, it's time for him to grow up. Like at some point, like your parents they sit down and have a conversation with you, bro, it's time to grow up. You're too young to do these stupid things. And honestly, that's kind of where he's at with this franchise. And I think that's where he's at with the fans. The fans love him. Like, nobody understands the love of Ja Morant, whether it be worldwide, nationwide, whatever it might be. Nobody understands it like Memphis fans. Like, we know who Ja is as a player, and we know really what he brings to a team, a fan base, and honestly a city. So I think it is the time to put up or shut up, and I think it's time to grow up. And I think that he's doing that, not into like he's being forced to do that. I think he's becoming that person himself. But just like, so Edward in our chat is 26 years old, just the same age as Ja. Okay. Edward knows how it feels. I feel the very same way that LeBron does. Okay. Me and LeBron born the same year. I've always had that. Not that I have in my peak still, because I'm way out of that part of my life, but
you're in your peak.
I was always thinking back, like, what is like the prime, like, and I'm like 26, 27, and he's out doing these crazy things, LeBron. And as I get older, I have kids. I'm like 37, 38, and dude's still balling. Like, I put myself in those shoes, and I know Edward probably does the same thing. And you realize, like, dude, they live in a whole nother world than we do. They don't do the same stuff that we do. Right. And because of that, I think that we're going to see Ja grow up, and we also have to be a little easy on some of these guys, because they still are humans, but they're still trying to find their way.
I think this is, listen, you've come back with a swing. You, in your first show back, you compared yourself to LeBron James. Yes. Drew says age is the only thing DG and LeBron have in common. Well, I was like, did he really just compare himself to LeBron James?
I won as many championships as LeBron has won. Mine might have been in the church league, but it is what it is. I won my spot where I got in. You know, get in where you fit in.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I will say this. I think you're still in your prime. As much as if you were to grow the beard out like LeBron, would it be as patchy gray? I'm seeing a little bit here. Like, is it? Yeah, you're in your prime, bro. You're good. But no, I agree with you, man. I love seeing this, you know, kind of see it is. This is what I love about the NBA so much, more so than even college basketball. Like, you get to see guys, like back in the day, we used to see players, we'd see them, you know, as an 18-year-old freshman coming in, and then you'd see them graduating 4 years later, and you'd get to celebrate them and all of that, especially with the transfer portal and NIL stuff. That's gone. You see a player for a year and you don't even know who he is, right? This is what I love about being a fan of an NBA team, having an NBA franchise in my city, is that you get to see guys come into the league and then they're with your team in your city for so many years. And it's just, you get to see them growing up, and there becomes almost this level of attachment to them.
Yep.
Like you're watching one of your own growing up. Like you're seeing your nephew, you're seeing your whoever it may be just growing up, and you're like, man, this is awesome. And so I love what I'm seeing out of Ja this offseason. I do think that we're seeing a maturity, a growth, a comfortability within his own skin. And that can only bode well for the Grizzlies in terms of like coming back and him being the leader of this team. It is very clear after this offseason that Ja Morant is the alpha, the dog, the guy on this team. And if we're seeing good things out of him this offseason in terms of just his mental, we've never questioned the physical side of Ja outside of the injuries, even though I would say to you last year, a lot of those injuries were car crash injuries that he got into, that he was in, that he had, right? Like injuries that just are not, it's not this like he's having consistent groin strains. It's I was in the air and I got clipped out of the air and I was out for 6 games, right? Like those kinds of things. But the question that we've always had, and it's something he's discussed as well, is just growing mentally, growing in maturity. And I think we're seeing a growth in there, and I love it, man. I'm excited for it.
He's going to put himself in good spots as a player, and I know players understand that. Like you got to put yourself in a good spot so you don't take those big injuries, those big hits. But honestly, I have a lot of questions about the offseason and then what's upcoming for the season. I know we're going to get into a little bit of the ups and the downs of the offseason, but my biggest question overall is what happens if they get off to a slow start? Because you're going to be without Edie, you're going to be without Jaren, you're bringing back a guy in BC from an injury. You're starting, Jock Landale potentially like that. That's unless you want to go with Santi. There's a lot of questions, and I'm questioning if they get off to a slow start. Is it going to be just a bad season because they can't get out of their own way? And that's really where we don't know that, and there's no way that we can put them in that spot. But I think you're going to have to see, a LeBron-esque performance from Ja and kind of just taking over the team and being a true leader.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. But hey, like you said, we're going to get into the offseason. We haven't heard from you all offseason. I am super interested to talk to Daniel Greer about what some of his favorite and least favorite moves for the Grizzlies have been this offseason. So when we come back from this break, we're going to get into that. I just want to do a quick little reset for Grizzlies fans, for fans of Bluff City Media. They want to hear from you, Daniel. What has been your favorite and least favorite moves for the Grizzlies this offseason? We'll do that when we come back.
But something else that I've casually observed, Kenny Stubblefield, is that one Demetrius Jamel Morant seems to be in great spirits, Kenny Stubblefield. He seems to be happy. He's being quiet. He ain't really saying too much on Twitter. He ain't shit talking. He's just out here, man, out here in Japan, China, New York, WNBA games, releasing shoes. I'm going to stand on this and say, remind you guys that Happy Ja is a scary Ja. But there is an asterisk beside that, but for real this time.
For real this time, though.
He seems to be having a very fun offseason. I don't mean like fun like turning up to tequila and wilding out and hanging. You haven't seen any videos of him on none of that type of stuff. I'm expecting to have a great year from Ja this year. Of course, health is a caveat to that. And you would hope that he does look different, man. He's older. He's about to turn 26 this year as opposed to being the 19 or 20-year-old that he was coming into the league, man.
Check out the Anthony Sane Show live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Choking and token. The Mid-South's first cannabis-themed jiu-jitsu tournament.
August 16th at Midtown Krav Maga and Jiu-Jitsu.
At 1 p.m. 21 plus to compete or consume.
Consumption not required.
Ounce of Hope is licensed by the state of Tennessee. This is all 100% legal hemp products. Everything's good to go.
We'll have gi divisions.
No gi divisions.
Madison bracket, guaranteeing 4 matches per division, plus an absolute winner.
Each fighter receives an Ounce of Hope gift bag, and there's prizes for every winner.
Check out the link below to sign up.
In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story. We are back. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I am your host for today, Kenny Stubblefield, and we have Daniel Greer back on BCM Airwaves. Shout out to you, Daniel. Listen, everybody wants to know, how's Nate doing, man? Listen, I heard rumors. Has Nate grown his hair out super long? Is he big beard, super long? Has he taken a shower since the end of the Grizzly season? Like, well, how's Nate doing?
I have no idea. I have not spoken to him in at least 2 weeks, and we have a little group chat with Ryan, Nate, and I that's on Twitter. And honestly, it's very dormant right now. It's very quiet. Everybody sends like a GIF every now and then, just something funny, and people will laugh at it and keep it moving. But there's been not much happening there.
Wow.
So I sent out a text because I did see the chat. I sent out a text to Ryan and Nate, and I said, come by and say hello if you have a second, but we'll see. They might not be awake.
I bet Nate's not awake. He's in the woods in Utah. He's whittling some wood. Right? Wait, is he here?
He's here.
Oh my gosh. Daniel did wake me up. Nate, we have a question for you. I've heard rumors you have really long hair and a big beard now. Are you a mountain man? Is that what's going on? He said, thriving, not surviving, my dudes. Yes. Shout out to you, Nate. We miss you, man. Oh, listen, dude. You mentioned earlier before we went to break, you were talking about Grizzlies getting off to a slow start, and that this could be a potential. How will they respond if this is a season where they get off to a slow start and it becomes one of those seasons where it's like, kind of a lost season for the Grizzlies? What does a slow start look like to you? Like, if you had to guess, like wins and losses, or is it just them not playing to their, obviously with the injuries they're going to be bringing into the season? What does a slow start look to you in terms of how the fans are going to react, how Grizzlies Twitter, how Grizzlies fan base is going to react? What is it going to look like?
This Grizzlies Twitter, the Grizzlies fan base, in wrestling they call them the IWC, right? The Internet Wrestling Champions, right? So I think that they can get a little crazy, and we understand that, and that's okay. You stay in your lane, you live your life, you do your thing. That's fine, whatever. But like my slow start is honestly, you get below 500 by 5 games in the first 20. Like, I know that's not a big number, and I know that realistically, above 500, 10 to 15 games is really playoff level, but it swings so much, and that just those 5 to 10, 15 games are huge. So if you go into Christmas and you're down, 5 games below 500 and not a winning record, I really do think that that's a slow start. And I think it's a bad start, because even when you do get some of these guys back, I think it's still going to be an uphill challenge. And at that point, you're fighting just to get to the playoffs instead of maneuvering in a certain way to be one of the best teams in the West.
Have you seen the over/under wins wins for the Grizzlies that a lot of these national media guys are prognosticating? They're saying Grizzlies are 40, 41, 42 wins.
Right.
Is that realistic, or do you think is that fair, or is that undervaluing what the Grizzlies could potentially be this year?
Oh, I think it's way undervalued. The 40.5 came out, it got hit right away. As you know, I do the sports betting because my thing is, listen, it's a savings account. Let's just put some money in the 41 wins for the Grizzlies at that point. Right. But my thoughts is regular season, it gets chalked up a couple different ways. The Grizzlies don't need to lose to get a good draft pick at this point, right? And so because of that, they're looking to win. You're not going to waste a John Morant and a Jaren Jackson entering their prime, if not already in their prime. So because of that, I think they're going to go for at least let's say it's even the 9th or 10th spot. You're trying to still get to your 41 wins.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Well, listen, the Grizzlies have had a busy offseason. They've done a few things. They've made some moves. And so I wanted to discuss with you, man, like we've all over the BCM airwaves, everybody's given their thoughts, their opinions on the Grizzlies moves this offseason. I want to hear your thoughts on them, man. So let's start negative at first. Let's go negative, and then we'll end the show positive. All right. Daniel, we're going to do this in 2 parts.
Okay.
What is your least favorite move for the Grizzlies this offseason? And what is your least favorite move for the entire NBA this offseason? So let's go Grizzlies specific, and then let's widen it out to the entirety of the NBA. What has been your least favorite move of the offseason?
All right, so my NBA is definitely going to be old man yelling at cloud, but I have to get with the Grizzlies. It is very, I don't know, it's ever evolving, I'll say. My biggest thing with them is the worst move. It's not that they're making bad moves. I think that's what you get out of Zach Kleiman is you always have flexibility. You always have a chance to be okay, and you also have a chance to be great. I think the biggest thing that I've seen is they saw the Indiana Pacers go to the effing playoffs and a terrible team. They're not that good. And now the Grizzlies are just saying in an offseason, they're just keep putting themselves in there to be good and possibly catch lightning in a bottle. And so as a fan, that's frustrating because you want to see them make the big moves and make calculated moves that sets them up for success. We're not seeing that at all. We're seeing them make a move and getting rid of Desmond Bane in a deal that you could not pass up on, right? It
Absolutely
was
not.
That you had to take for a guy who they've kind of replaced with KCP. But if you look at it, it's KCP and you got a draft pick in Cedric Coward who has not played anything yet. And so at that point, I think it's the unknown. And I love the upside that and potential that Cedric Coward has. But let's just be honest. Like we're just setting ourselves up to potentially catch lightning in a bottle,
right?
Because there's been no major moves. And so because of that, Ja better be good and Jaren better get back healthy soon.
That is my biggest beef, I think, with what the Grizzlies have done is exactly what you said, is that they are basically what it feels like to me is they're saying if everything hits perfectly, then the Grizzlies could be really, really good. Right. Like if Cedric Coward comes in and has a Jalen Wells-esque rookie season because he's a Washington State guy, because they both look very similar. They both talk very similar. They both seem to be very grounded, mature individuals. But we haven't seen Cedric Coward play at all, and he only played 6 games at Washington State. It's not like we have this plethora of like, oh my gosh, so many reps and so much film of him doing all these amazing things. The last time he played meaningful basketball was at D3 somewhere up in Oregon, right? Like, and it's like, okay, we think because of the metrics, because of the analytics, because of the measurables, the things that you see, okay, this guy could be really, really good. And clearly Zach Kleiman wanted him, moved up to get him. That was his guy. He went after him. And so I do appreciate the fact that Zach Kleiman stood on business and said, this is my guy and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to go get him. I like that. But there's just so many unknowns that it's like, that makes me nervous, especially as you mentioned, when you're going into a season where you've just now paid Jaren so much money, Ja so much money, and now these guys are going into it's clearly their team. They're going into their prime, but there's still so many unknowns around them, right? That's the part of it that I'm just like, okay, I don't dislike the move, but everything has to hit perfectly for all this to work out and look good, right? What's your least? Let's go old man into the screaming, get off my lawn. Let me hear your least favorite move in the entire NBA this offseason.
I am over, and I'm going to I got to get this off my chest. Haven't been able to say it. My wife doesn't want to listen to it. I'm over the buyouts, Kenny. Like the buyouts are so stupid. We have now second apron, third aprons, fifth. I don't know what apron that we're in. All I know is you wore an apron in the kitchen, but that's not what we're talking about when we're cooking. There's nobody cooking anything in the kitchen with these stupid buyouts. I'm over them. We're getting Bradley Beal getting bought out because he's unhappy. Dame is getting stretched for 5 years. And they're literally paying Dame's salary for the next 4 years along with Miles Turner. And so pretty much you're just doing an even swap there in Milwaukee just so you can keep Giannis because they want to possibly catch lightning in a bottle because the Pacers did it. Like, I'm over the CBA. I'm over all of it. I'm just over the buyouts. And I know that's old man, but my God, it just makes the game so bad. The guys are getting paid, but it just makes the game just so weird and bad.
It just feels it feels like there has to be some kind of loophole that needs to be closed regarding these buyouts, right?
Yeah.
Like the fact that there's conspiracy theories that run amok all over Twitter that the Lakers' new owner, who's a gazillionaire, is like under the table buying folks out from other teams and bringing them to the Lake. Like the Clippers are doing that with this AARP Avengers team that they're putting together. It's just unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
And I wonder, there's got to be some kind of fix to this because it just feels really nasty. Like, I'm not a big fan of this buyout situation. I agree with you. It's shout out to Bradley Beal. Shout out to Bradley Beal. Somehow still in the league.
God, he sucks right now, too.
God, he sucks.
His
contract was terrible.
The worst. Yeah.
The worst.
Hopefully he's a good bench guy. We'll see. Either way, he could hoop all of us out for sure.
Let me see. The Clippers, he's going to have to start, right? Like, won't he start? They don't have Norm Powell there anymore. It's going to have to be him, right?
I wouldn't, but who knows what they're going to do at this point.
Jesus. Man, it's crazy. All right. Let's go positive. What's your favorite move of the Grizzlies offseason?
Yeah. So when you get a guy like Ty Jerome, who is not a great player, he's a good player. And so let's just keep it like very simple. $8 million or $8+ million, whatever, for a guy that you're getting that is a good player that really needs to spread his wings and become a really good player. I really think that we have, Ty Jerome in a really good spot in his career. I think he's entering his prime of what he can be. I think he is the player that Grizzlies fans and I think Grizz Twitter will really get behind for the simple fact that he has a little bit of wiggle. And I always talk about especially if it's going to be a white dude. Okay. I'm just going to be honest at this point. I don't draft white guys because they don't have any wiggle usually. Right. And so because of that, I like Ty Jerome. He has some wiggle to him. He can get into the lane and get his shot up in a midi. He can also create off the dribble, which you have to have in the NBA. The Grizzlies have went with a certain type of player. And it might be because of Taylor Jenkins. And that was his type of a guy that he liked. And, we see that in Desmond Bane, but also Santi Aldama, where you have a low ceiling, but a really high floor. So they're never going to hurt you, but they're always going to help you. I think Ty Jerome, you're seeing a high ceiling, but he also has a very, very low floor. So he's going to suck a lot of games, but there's going to be a lot of games that he's really, really good. But I love that because you need that surrounding guys like, a explosive talent like John Morant.
Would you agree with me that the Grizzlies, the moves they've made this offseason, they might not have like raised the ceiling for the Grizzlies, but they very clearly have raised the floor for the Grizzlies, like that the floor isn't as like that back end of the bench, the players that I think Taylor Jenkins had to rely on during his last couple of seasons with the Grizzlies. The guys with all the injuries that were going on, that floor was raised. Like the guys that are on the back end of the bench are just better now. Would you agree with that?
No, actually, I think opposite. I think Gigi has potential out of this world. But you know what? The other side of it is he can suck more than anybody on the court at any night. Same thing, like I just said with Ty Jerome. Santi Aldama can go and be a hermit one night, and then the other night he looks like he's out here flailing and singing a Little Mermaid song. I don't know what he's doing. Like he can be himself that way, but there's so much with these guys. It's the unknown. It's the roller coaster that you're going to get, especially on the back end. You're going to get what you get out of John Morant. But we don't know about KCP. I know he's a vet, but he still hasn't proven it. he's going to be that guy who's Mr. Consistent, and that's okay. And you're going to get that out of some other guys. But really, we have so much of the unknown. But that's what makes you good. If you have a good coach, you can find out what guys are popping. If there's a guy that's popping that night, you ride with them. But it's going to be so much you get your hand caught in the cookie jar where you're riding with a guy who just is struggling, but you're trying to, beat a dead horse and keep putting him in the lineup. So I actually think the opposite. I think that there are good guys, but I think there are a lot of unproven potential that we still have on the back end.
No, I can see that. What has been your favorite move of the offseason in the NBA as a whole? What's been your favorite? The one that you've been like, damn, that was awesome. Like, I wish the Grizzlies had done that.
Yeah, so the one I really loved was MPJ for Cam Johnson, and that might not be on everybody's level, but Cam Johnson is better than Michael Porter Jr.
Yes,
in Denver for sure. Okay, because what do you have to be in Denver? You have to be a spot up shooter, and that's what MPJ was not. But they put him in that role. We're going to see Cam Johnson go back out to the West Coast a little bit, and we're going to see him be more of the spot up guy that we saw in Phoenix. But I have to love it for MPJ. That dude is a weird dude, and he's got some screw loose, and he thinks he's the best of the best. But I think that we're going to see him create a lot more. We're going to see him try to go for it. And you're going to see a lot of nights, if you want to be a better person that's betting on him, he's going to go off for 40 a bunch of nights because he still has a little wiggle to his game. I still think that he has a really good shot, and you can do that in Brooklyn. And I think that their offense is going to not care about defense and just try to outscore you when they win.
Yeah, that move to me was kind of a low key, like one of the more impactful moves, I think, for both the Denver Nuggets and for Michael Porter Jr., right? Like Michael Porter Jr., like you said, he's the guy that thinks everywhere he goes, he's the best player on the court at all times. Well, at Brooklyn now, you're the guy. Like it is every single night, you are the main focal point for that team. And I think you're going to see him put up. Will he break records this year for shot attempts in a game? Like that,
100%.
100%, right? Like he's going to break all the records. You're going to see him 2x and 3x and everybody else in the entire league on shots. But for Denver, man, like, does this not just automatically bring them back to a clinical, like surgical, like Denver team with a guy in Cam Johnson who can defend, who can shoot, who doesn't need the ball, who doesn't need a ton of plays run for him, but is still super effective and is talented and gifted. Like, I just think this makes Denver really, really tough in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I think they're going to be really good. I think they've cemented themselves as being good, especially getting different guys to put on the bench. And so I know it is Nate's favorite player ever in Michael Porter Jr., and so I know he's going to be watching him on League Pass somewhere. He'll probably just have the Michael Porter Jr. video, the camera just on him the entire game.
Yeah, I'm with Nate on this, man. Every time I watch Denver play, I felt bad for Denver fans because Michael Porter Jr. is that dude in the gym. And Daniel, if you probably know this guy because you play ball all the time. If you don't know him, you're probably him. When a shot goes up, like, a shot is going up. When the shot goes up, if the first one goes in, inside, you're like, oh, crap.
Not good.
There's going to be 70 more that come behind this, and none of them are going to be good, right? Like, none of the shots are going to be good. That was Michael Porter Jr. for me. And while he's extremely gifted, he's a big guy, does a lot of good things on the court in terms of just his ability to get a shot off. He just settled for so many goofy shots, man. Just so many out of rhythm, out of set shots that I'm just like, what are we? Go to Brooklyn, man. Like, Denver won world championships because they had the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic, and he was able to overshadow, I think, some of the things that Michael Porter Jr. was doing out there because he was bombing them out of games at times. But yeah, I like that move for Denver.
We'll see. I think it'll be fun, and we'll see what kind of a half wiggle he shows off there in Brooklyn for sure.
Half wiggle. I love it. Daniel, where can folks follow you at, man? Where can they see you? What shows? Where can they find you on YouTube, on Twitter, on all those things? Where can they find you at?
Yep. So you can follow me at Daniel Greer. It's my Twitter. Very simple. But I'm on Coaching Company. We stream on YouTube. But if you do have the Stadium Network, which is a part of Bally Sports, we're on those channels. And so if you have DirecTV, Amazon Prime, wherever it might be, Fubo, I think we're on Fubo, maybe Roku. I don't know. I'm supposed to know this, but I don't. But yeah, we stream into just a million homes, I believe. But either way, it's a good time. Sports betting, but also right now, we are covering the training camps and the way that football, the NFL is getting started. So we're actually doing the Eagles today. And so talk a little bit of Saquon Barkley and maybe the downfall of Jalen Hurts.
The downfall of Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the Cam Newton stuff? What do you think? Is he right?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, Cam Newton's hating on Jalen Hurts. Just how bad he like. Just not. He's So you think
today?
Are you going to use it? Go find the video.
I'll find it.
Cam Newton is the man. When he gets on a monologue, that guy is pretty effective in what he what he says. I'm sitting there going, wait, the Eagles have been in the Super Bowl now 2 out of the last 3 years, I think. 2 out of the last 4 years, something like that. But apparently, according to Cam Newton, Jalen Hurts is terrible. So I don't know.
We'll see. I think if Saquon doesn't have a Saquon-esque year that he had last year, I think that we see some exposure happening to our guy Jalen Hurts. He's a fine guy. He's very much like Dak Prescott, right? He's not going to be amazing, but he can be okay. And I think that we saw that. So I don't know. Listen, I'm a Cowboys fan. We suck. I get it, Nate. Whatever. But I will say that my biggest team to go the opposite direction this year will be the Eagles, because everybody loves them. Everybody thinks they're going to win 12 games this year. I think that they go like 9-7 or whatever the new number is.
I saw a video yesterday on Twitter of Dak Prescott riding a horse, like a fake horse in the middle of practice, just jumping up and down and moving around. How do you feel about this? Like, how does it feel to have your quarterback? Yeah, are you concerned about the Cowboys this year?
All right, so let me give a hot take real quick. I think that Dak Prescott is a top 3 quarterback this season.
Get out of here.
And I think CeeDee Lamb is the number 1 wide receiver this year. And if you have them in a duo, which you can get them if you're in a fantasy football midway through, I think that you can get both of them. I think that they're not going to be great, which the reason is they have to score. And so because of that, I think that they, if you're looking at fantasy potential, I think that they put up some big numbers. I don't think they're better than the Eagles, but I also think the Eagles come down to earth a little bit this year.
There you go. Shout out to you, Daniel. Y'all go follow Daniel everywhere at Daniel Greer on all of the socials. Follow him on Coaching Company. Just the man. Daniel, it's good to see you, brother. It's been too long.
It has. It's been fun. I love seeing all the familiar faces. We even got Nate out of bed today.
I know. I do.
Who knew that would happen?
It's a big time. It's a big day. It's a big day for the daily grind. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Rusty. Shout out to Drew as they're out conquering the world. And I think they're going to be back tomorrow. But if not, you might see me and Daniel again, possibly. But I think they'll be back tomorrow. But shout out to you guys, everybody, for joining. Y'all go check out Ounce of Hope, ounceofhope.com. Just a great place. Best natural alternatives to any alcohol, conventional medicine. It's great. It'll help your anxiety-laden dog with to calm down and not think everything's going to kill them. They've got some really good stuff there for that. So check out ounceofhope.com. But anyway, guys, we'll see you guys later. Y'all have a great day.